What's up, guys? Welcome into the Willy X podcast. This is John Arrivo. I'm here with Liz Najjar.
Hey, guys.
Did I say Najjar correctly?
You did.
Sweet. Today, we're going to begin the process of speaking more about Willy's OG, which is basically our brand that we make a bunch of stuff underneath. And then also, we want to talk about our new Palm Beach County delivery service of our entire store, basically, almost the entire store. And so Liz wants to come on and help us with that. So Liz, how are you going to help us with that? And what are the questions that you got?
Sure. So I think one big thing is, we're excited to work, with the local community. We thrive on bringing, quality products and, that really align with that holistic living, very raw, real. And I think we're going to do that by, reaching out to you guys. We want you involved. Become a Willy's OG, as you say.
Go to willycafe.com.
Absolutely.
Scroll down just a little bit.
Just a little.
And then go and put your email address and then hit subscribe, and then you'll be able to get the menu that's coming out as well.
Wait, it's not just any menu.
It's true.
It's a VIP menu.
It's the Willy's OG menu.
There you go.
Yeah. And so, it's VIP-ish, but I mean, if you come into the store, you can get most of the stuff too.
That's true.
But we just look at all of our customers as OGs, and some of them want to get more involved, and we want to give them more stuff now to watch, read, listen. I guess we could put this like in a link in the new email blast that we just did. We just sent our first one today, which is pretty dope. And then the next thing is we want to chat about our cleanses that we're putting together.
Oh, yeah.
And how we are on the path to potentially even overnight shipping across the country, our cleanses and like really nice stuff. We're already shipping coffee, a little bit of merch. So how are you going to help with that?
Well, we're going to be reaching out again. We're going to be using social media. We have different platforms for online ordering. We want to make our products accessible regardless of where you are. So if you're not here in South Florida, we still want you to be able to have access to our high quality products. So on our end, we want to deliver those. And this overnight shipping is fantastic. We can get it to you quick. So whether it's for yourself, a family member, a loved one, a friend, or you're new and you want to try something out, we're here not only to, send you products, but we're here to answer your questions as well. So if you guys have any questions also, always reach out to us.
Let's dive in a little bit further into really what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So we're talking about delivery to Palm Beach County. I think that that's in like a 24 to 48 hour period, depending on when you order your stuff. If you order like midnight, then it might take.
Yeah, it might take a little bit.
Like another day. We'll see. But so we are going to be delivering things like raw juice, probiotics, fresh cut fruit.
Absolutely.
All kinds of fresh stuff to you.
Right. And John, if we could take a second, let's define fresh, because you and I've had this conversation, and I think there's a big gap in our society and in a lot of businesses on what fresh really means. So, let me ask you, as the owner and CEO of Willy Cafe, what does it mean to produce these fresh products? What integrity do you have with your business? Because not everyone knows that, but I know personally, not only are you a family-owned business, but you pride yourselves on, a really tight-knit group of employees.
Yeah. I just think that we keep things as simple as possible. We just stick with the absolute basics.
100%.
We cut fresh watermelon into cubes and put it in the fridge for people. And then we also cold press watermelon juice and bottle it and put that in the fridge. So it's a combination of a lot of different things. Like we cut fresh pineapple for the fridge. You can eat fresh pineapple, organic, delicious.
Sure.
And then we also put that pineapple juice into some of our raw juice mixes, like our weekend detox, which is beet, pineapple, ginger, things like that. And so what we try to really do is, and then we put pineapple in the smoothie too.
Right.
So what we try to do is we try to utilize our fruits that we're processing fresh at the store for juice or for smoothies or for fresh cut fruit.
Absolutely.
And we try to utilize the fruit in a couple different ways. So that's kind of the way that we're getting away with it, really.
Absolutely. And I think what makes your products unique is the fact that we're not adding anything.
Yeah.
Nothing's added. It's pressed with a lot of love, and it's put in the fridge for you to enjoy. That includes, ordering delivery. We make it fresh for your delivery, and it goes. I think something that we've discussed is a lot of these products, when it comes to the pressed juice and probiotics and whatnot, even if you're going to the store, they have some sort of additive in it, or they're sitting there for, a month, versus we're able to produce these products that are truly fresh and provide the most raw and real benefits to, to our customers.
For sure. And I think that that's where we found all of our success, is just literally keeping it extremely simple. It started with the coffee, of course. The company always comes back to the way that we're doing the coffee.
Sure.
And so coffee flies to our stores every 2 weeks from Armenia, Colombia, from Don Carlos, our roaster, super pro, 40-year veteran roaster.
And
then,
as we know, there's a lot of culture that's involved in that coffee in Colombia.
And so it's just like going to the farms and checking out the coffee. Everything else kind of trickles down from there. So it's just to all the way to like one of our newer products, which is the coconut water. And we just got these dudes that go up and they're trimming trees, super tall sometimes, climbing up the trees and very gently getting the bundles of coconuts to come down and dropping them on the grass very nice and gently. And then they bring the coconuts to us, or we go and get them.
Right.
Like on site.
Sure.
And then we take that coconut, and we just shot some video of it, which we're going to post soon, from one of our customers, Olivia. She did a great job about showing like how the coconut water is processed, and then how it's double filtered, and we bottle it and we put it in the fridge and it's chilled, and it is like the most ridiculous product.
Right. And I actually think we can recall that we had a customer that came in that said that we're the only coconut water that she can have.
Yeah.
Because it's so raw and it's so real. And I think another thing to mention is, not only is this process awesome, I mean, we're literally, cutting the machetes in the back using machetes, cutting the coconuts, it's fresh. But because we're, double filtering it right then and there, we have these coconuts, it's retaining a lot of the minerals, a lot of that store-bought coconut water. If you guys don't know, unfortunately, as it starts to sit on the shelf and it's not fresh, you lose a lot of the value, nutritional value.
Yep. And it's also been probably pasteurized a little bit, whereas we just take it out of the coconut, double filter it.
Absolutely.
And so I think so it's Florida coconuts, and we're in South Florida, near Miami, very close to Miami, and that's where coconuts grow.
Yep.
Near the equator.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so we have access to this product, and I'm really interested in like putting a 6-pack, which I think I'm going to have you do very soon, putting a 6-pack of coconut water on the site, and we're going to overnight it to people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't see why not.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of where the business is going. And I think that's one of the reasons why you and I need to sit down more and verbalize what it is that we're doing here for the customers that are close to us in Palm Beach County. And then also, hopefully, some people like in Nebraska will be like, I would love to try fresh, double filtered, chilled. We're going to overnight it on ice packs, coconut water from Florida. I would love to try that.
Absolutely.
Right? Like,
and I think too, just keeping it, we want to obviously keep it real. And I think, what sets us apart again is just not only the integrity in the business, but the passion behind it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess I have a good question for you, John.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of you have talked to John personally, but, as a CEO, you take a very unique leadership style approach with your business. You're very hands-on, not only with your employees, but you're very hands-on with the customers. You're always talking to them, getting to know them, being very charismatic. And, I think that's a really great model in the sense that, you're not behind the scenes like a lot of CEOs are. You're very involved because it shows your passion. So what do you have to say about that? What kind of drives you?
I'm going to be honest and just say that I only see that as the way. I don't know how one would be able to in the first couple of years, I think every entrepreneur has to be kind of front facing.
Sure.
I think that they have to be everywhere. Like they have to be at all times engaged and watching, like a father has to do or a mother has to do with a child.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, but also I think that I owe it to them. We're a new business that nobody knows about. And so it's like, you know what you're getting when you're going to Starbucks. You're not going to see or Dunkin' Donuts or any like chain like that. You're obviously not going to see the owner. So we're only like 1 or 2 stores now. And so I think that I still owe it to the customers to just, show that, and to the employees too, that it's like, I'm all in. I'm totally all in on this business. And I think that the products also speak for themselves, like working with the products that we're working with.
Right.
They are the super high quality, top notch type of a product.
Absolutely.
So that's fun to work with because you know what you have.
Absolutely.
And then we like to start creating more things. So next up is the Italian sandwich program called Forza at Lantana. So we also like to stay in front of what our customers are asking for. That's also one of the reasons why I do it, is so that I'm constantly talking to them, and they're basically telling me
Absolutely.
what it is that they think that I should put into the store. And so I just listen to what the customers want.
Right.
And the more customers that I hear say like that one thing,
Right.
that's pretty obvious with sandwiches.
Right. You want to deliver, of course.
Yeah. And so they just told me I was there every single day I'm there every single day. I've been there for quite a while doing that.
Yep.
And they literally told me, quite a few of them, they're like, I just want sandwiches, man. I just want more sandwiches. And I'm like, okay.
And I think what makes you unique, John, seeing it from my perspective is, yes, you're very hands-on and yes, you're very charismatic. Those are very important things. But I think it's a very unique business model that more businesses should follow, but they don't. And I think that this business model that you have is like you said, you don't feel like there's any other option because you don't even see there being an option and not being real and not being authentic. And that really goes to show, and this is what I always talk about, is how much power and how great it is to support small, locally owned family businesses. Because you put, as you said, you're there every day. It's not often, I've worked for 1 million people in my life. It's not often where you have a boss that's like, hey, you know what? You can go home today. I'm going to take over the front. Or I'm going to make the coffee. Hey, I know you weren't feeling well. You go home. Or, hey, you know what? I'm going to work the front. I'm going to make these 10 hot coffees.
Sure.
You switch with me. That hands-on, that leadership approach automatically makes people want to jump in with you and be invested. And I think that, here with WILLY Cafe, I think, and our growing programs, I think, not only are we, selling our products and trying to provide, health and wellness products per se, but it's a lot bigger than that.
I think so. And Corey would tell you today, Corey, one of our other employees, we had a conversation with a customer that came in and got CMOS for her and her husband.
Yeah.
And he's got he's got some major health problems. And so she was checking out all the stuff that we had, and she's like, you guys just got to keep doing what it is that you guys are doing here, because she's like, because there are definitely people out there that need all this type of stuff.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of cool, right? Because also, I said it last time in the last podcast with Jacob, is the consumer is getting much more intelligent.
Yes.
So it's your generation, it's my generation, it's generations also that are older than myself. We have so much information now about what it is that we're consuming. The products that we have, we don't really have to talk about why they're good.
Right.
It's just like organic celery juice.
Right. We're not a factory.
That's good.
Right. Absolutely.
You don't have to explain it really.
Right.
You're like, oh, wow, I can order raw carrot juice on demand and have it delivered to my house.
Right. Absolutely.
That's insane.
And knowing the integrity with the product, again, I actually told John, I was like, I got this green juice one day from Costco. How is it supposedly lasting? I said 2 months, and it was the worst thing I had. And the truth is, this is, again, the fresh, authentic product and how far that takes us. And you can taste the difference.
Of course you can.
And I think one thing that you said that really caught my mind and something I'm personally passionate about is, keep doing what you're doing because people need this stuff. As a consumer starting to wake up, I think we're seeing trends in what they're seeing, which is, the grocery stores, a lot of these products are literally containing harmful additives that we're not informed about because we assume that, the FDA or the news is going to post about it. But the reality is that the consumer's starting to realize, wait, why don't we just have the product raw? Why do we have to have coconut water with added sugars and additives?
Well, it's for the shelf, always for the shelf,
of
right?
course, right.
So that makes things extremely interesting, and it goes into like thinking differently also. Okay,
Right.
So what I think that we should try to do, and also what I want to iterate to, like, I want to say it more on camera and post more about this part, is I would love for other people to get involved and help us get more stores out there into the marketplace.
Absolutely.
Like in different cities.
Absolutely.
Anybody that wants to get involved to help out with this, listen, please come and help, okay? Because we can change the model. You don't need to go to Costco anymore for that juice. Right? Instead, we are just next to Costco.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Like we currently are. We're next to Costco.
Costco's right around the corner.
Yeah, right around the corner. Right? So this is the example.
Right.
And then instead of having to get that type of a product at Costco,
Sure.
we need to be making it close to Costco, and you would come to us for that fresh product.
Right.
Not in a store like Costco
Right.
or Publix or like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
And from the consumer standpoint, it's like, I know a lot of people are like, but I don't want to buy one green juice. Something that we're, priding ourselves on is we are offering packages, and we're making sure to offer this stuff in bulk. We don't want you to have to come in 7 days a week to get a juice. We want to, help supply that demand that you have. That's a big thing as well.
But then also, we are going to make it available that we will ship it to you overnight.
100%.
Okay? It's going to be more expensive, obviously. If you overnight anything, it's more expensive.
Right.
Okay? But that doesn't mean that we can't do it. We basically have it figured out, and we're ready to just put it up on the website.
100%.
Okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start putting up 6 packs of juice, raw juice packages. And what I mean by that is it'll be a 6-pack of green juice. It'll be a 6-pack of celery juice. It'll be a 6-pack of coconut water. Yep. But then also we'll do like mixes of
mix and match. Absolutely.
like a couple blends of different juices together.
Sure.
Always like 6 or 7, whatever the best weight's going to be. But that's why we're doing this current podcast, to talk about Willy's OG. Just become a member, put your email address in.
Yeah, please become a member.
WILLYCafe.com. Not hard. And we need to blast this part. That's the part we need to blast, like on social media.
No, 100%.
Do that first, and then you'll get the newsletter. You'll get the menu of what's going on, what you can order.
Sure.
And then also, we're going to be able to organize Palm Beach County, people that are ready for delivery. And then we want to start organizing the rest of the country for overnight shipping. So all that we can do right now currently is probably deliver to Palm Beach County. Potentially we could open up Broward in the future. I have no idea when or how or what that would look like.
Right.
I think for right now, though, we can handle Palm Beach County.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't see why not.
And I think too, as we're growing, we're seeing, positive trend, and we're getting this feedback from customers, which is, keep doing what you're doing, because we're offering these products that are high quality. So with that being said, talking about products, I know something, that a lot of people are really enjoying is the probiotics.
Yes.
And I know you and I have had some really great discussions about probiotics. I've had discussions with some of y'all in the cafe about how, hey, what's the difference between our probiotic and, the probiotic that we're getting at Vitamin Shop or GNC?
Or the kombucha at Publix or something like that, right?
Right. And I think, most people don't know this, but I worked at Vitamin Shop, GNC, and it's the same trend. You walk in to get a refrigerated probiotic, and it's in a plastic bottle. And when we get it in the shipment, it's not refrigerated, and then they throw it in the fridge. And I saw this lack of integrity, and I started realizing that it's because it's just a pill sitting there. So why not use these natural probiotics, house-made in glass bottles? Yeah. And this is where you come in and provide a state-of-the-art product that truthfully doesn't compare to anything else on the market. So how do you feel about the probiotics? Where do you think we're going with that?
I think the probiotics are like fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's a product that I didn't really know too much about even a short while ago. And so it's been an eye-opener, really.
Right.
Because I think that I've actually always had some sort of like really mild stomach problems.
Sure.
And I don't really care for me anymore. I'm going to talk about this stuff like openly because it's like everybody goes, I talk to so many customers every day.
Yeah.
So many of them have stomach problems.
Yep.
Okay. And then,
But you're seeing a trend there, John.
yes. And then sleeping problems too.
Right. That's another trend that we're
Yes.
seeing.
So I used to get a lot of gas
Yeah.
from my diet, right? Just from what I ate, really,
Right.
is what it was. And so I changed some things in what I ate, but I also started drinking these probiotics, and it's like my stomach is like so totally different. It used to be like some, because I like spicy food, or I like all kinds of stuff like pizzas and pastas and like I would eat everything, okay? And I'd be like stuffing my face, and then I'd be drinking beers and drinking like hard, alcoholic beverages. And my stomach was just a mess.
Yeah, awful. Yeah.
A mess.
Right. Sure.
So stopped drinking, started eating healthier, started fasting, started
Awesome.
drinking probiotics,
Sure.
drink smoothies every day, drink raw juice. I don't have to drink raw juice every single day of my life.
Right. And I think that's a big misconception.
Yeah.
It's okay if you miss a day of raw juice.
What? No, listen, I'm not like a super wealthy person just drinking off, and it's like, don't get high on your own supply also. So it's like, I'm not just like sitting here drinking all my raw juice all over the place, but I do drink smoothies a lot,
Right.
and I drink some raw juice. Absolutely. And then I drink probiotics now.
Sure. And what's the difference that you've seen compared to how it was before and after?
No stomach problems.
Sure. And any other health differences?
Unbelievable sleep.
Yeah. Right.
It's like,
Sure.
it's so simple,
Sure.
but it's like a bunch of knocking a bunch of things off the list.
Right.
And then once you do it, you're like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, like my stomach can feel like this. I can sleep like this. My skin will look like this. All these things.
It feels like almost like, I guess to me, it felt like almost like a weight off your chest, weight off your shoulders. It felt like, to me, when with my health, I was little, never exercised, I didn't really care, ate whatever I want, and then kind of switched my life around. And, I've cut out a lot of additives. I've eaten a healthy diet. I locally source my meats and things like that. And I've seen a huge difference, and as an athlete, specifically a female athlete, like we've had this conversation, being able to, instead of having a Gatorade, make a homemade Gatorade with, lemon juice, salt, or have watermelon juice. And I've seen the differences as myself, with my stomach issues and my energy was so low. I'd walk into practice falling asleep, and I realized like these products, this is a real conversation of not just us, but the conversations we have with customers who are either dealing with the same issues or other issues.
Yes.
And it is a night and day thing, not only sleep, but being able to live okay, not with the severe stomach ache every day. That's a big deal.
Huge deal.
Yeah.
And then also, what I am finding out about specifically myself, but I think that everybody should really consider this part, is to really try to figure out how to get to better sleep, because it's all connected in. And so once you figure out the way to really help get your sleep under control, like you're just focused on that. Okay, what is it do I have to focus on? Normally it's the stomach,
Right.
honestly.
No, right.
Most of the time it's anxiety in the stomach, and then and digestion. Yep. Digestion leads to anxiety, just so you know.
Absolutely.
Digestion problems. So getting all of that figured out will then create this like circle of like
Absolutely.
just feeling better, like just feeling like what you're supposed to feel like. But one of the things that I was going to say was, like, my generation, we really, like, I don't know, you're 22, I don't know if you're like partying hard or not, but like we were partying hard, you know? Yeah. So like if you take out the drinking part of it, it's a really big deal. If you want your stomach to feel better, like you
Sure. So, John, like, just more of a personal story, but, back in my first year of college, I wasn't really mature at the time, like a lot of us when we start college, but, I was on a full scholarship, and, I was getting bad grades right out of Army basic training. I got to school late and kind of was messing around and got in with the wrong crowd. And, I was drinking a lot, and it turned to twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week, 5 times. And then I started to see this body image. I was a little heavier.
Yeah.
I wasn't confident in myself. And because of my insecurities, it affected everything else. And I realized that, you know, it took a big event. It took, you know, a lot of, you know, lessons learned. But when I went home, that next day I made a change. I started exercising, started CrossFit.
Yeah.
I started taking my studies seriously. And most importantly, I changed my diet completely.
Yeah.
And from that second I made the change, not only, like you said, was it, you know, stomach issues that were relieved, it was my skin, it was my face, it was my, you know, my weight, and more importantly, you know, the mental health stuff that no one talks about.
Yeah,
my
sure.
anxiety, my focus.
Yeah.
I feel like even just starting our day with, you know, a small workout, a healthy meal, it drives you in your performance during your career. It drives you in your households. It's a lifestyle. It's not these one change and it helps with one issue. I feel like it's more of a lifestyle that you live and what you fill your life with.
Yeah, and I think that the lifestyle that our customers want to live is they want to just eat raw stuff now. They want to consume good stuff. They want to
Quality product.
they want to have a chill place that's like walk in barefoot if you need to.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and you know that there's always going to be, it's almost like you're able to come into your own like refrigerator, you know?
I just feel like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Coming from a customer standpoint to kind of shifting into working with you, I think every time, you know, as a high stress person, I came in, I just was like, hey, I had a crazy week. I want a smoothie. I want to sit in the back for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And hey, I'm going to the beach, you know? And I think that's great because, you know, you have this nice chill vibe and chill tempo, but it's also very personalized.
Yes.
And I think, you know, just between you and I talking about our stories, I mean, we talk to customers every day. I talk to people, you know, all over every day about, you know, these chronic issues that they're having.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just incredible. And it's a blessing to see how just simple quality products can heal these issues and can help. You know, how many times now if we had customers come in saying they've seen 7 to 10 doctors about this headache and this, and then they started drinking the juices and they started changing their diet, and they're like, you encouraged me. You spent more than 5 minutes, you know, talking to me. We don't just sell a product. We're so passionate about it. I know between you and I, we've spent 30, 40 minutes with the customer, walking them through changes and help. And I think to see that and to hear what the customers are saying and see what it's doing, I think that's just really eye-opening, and there's almost no words. It's just incredible.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going to end it, is like, we want the main message here for this podcast to be this: we are ready to help you on a more personalized level with things that you want from WILLY Cafe.
Absolutely.
And Willy's OG, which is like, you know, a bunch of the products that we make. We're making elderberry syrup, we're making sea moss. We're harvesting and cold pressing coconuts for coconut water.
Yep. Every you can think of.
You know, making all kinds of juice. We're making now Willy's OG sparkling probiotic. And if you want these types of things in Palm Beach County, we will deliver them to you from the store. Hopefully we can then expand on that. And then what we're ready for too is to start overnighting some select products as well as bundles.
Right.
All right.
Absolutely.
That's the main message here.
Absolutely. And again, I think it's also, you know, hey, we can deliver to your home. If you have an office and you're like, hey, I want to promote a healthier lifestyle in my office, listen, we'll get you fresh juice for your office. You know, whatever, you know, your needs are, our goal is to help meet those. And I feel like, and I'm confident that we're ready for that. You know, we're prepped. That's what we want.
We already do it. All right, guys, that's the Willy X podcast. This is Liz Najjar. I'm John Arrivo. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.